What is up, Retro Maniacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike. I am from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. I'm joined by two guys that would never paint their fingernails, but they will dress up in full drag and sing you happy birthday for a fee. No, really, check their cameos. I'm not even kidding about that. They are, of course, Joe Day and EP Eric Pahalik. How you doing, boys?
I mean, for enough money, I probably would consider it.
Of course. What do you mean? I mean, I was checking out your cameos earlier, and I saw that. So
I have it's ironic you say that about the finger polish because I have a split thumbnail, and one of the things they tell you to do is to paint it. So I actually did pick up clear.
well, the reason I don't know if you guys heard, but you know Seablez, right? Apparently, he posted a picture of himself holding some stuff, and his fingernails were painted. And of course, people being how they are, there was a certain section that had to comment about it, and it was kind of a ongoing thing from both sides. I saw all week long on Twitter, but so that's where that comes from. I know,
Twitter.
Twitter,
no, not Twitter.
All I know is
I refuse.
In a hobby where we have so many gross, disgusting fingernails, we should be applauding somebody for wearing fingernail polish because, come on, that is way better than what I see on YouTube on a daily basis. Some from really big accounts that have a lot of subscribers. Cut your fingernails. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
You're going to have a problem with the fingernail polish on, but not a problem with all the gross, disgusting, dirty, long fingernails we see.
Go get a mani-pedi.
Okay, whatever.
Do your part.
Yes. Take care of yourself, everybody, man or woman. How's it going, boys?
I am not cracking open a beer. I have the Gatorade.
Yeah.
I was in a wedding yesterday, so I partook in several beverages and other items, and I had a great time.
So, we can tell by the way.
I had a great time. It was wonderful.
We can tell,
I mean, I had a great time because the nuptials were beautiful. It had nothing to do with, how intoxicated I was. But so now the next day, I feel like this, and I feel like I'm going to die. So I'm going to drink my Gatorade. This is going to be a very toned down Joe today.
Okay.
So EP, you're going to have to do the heavy lifting.
Well, I got to say that I had a day at work yesterday, so this is almost gone already. I got to beer myself, but it cracked this open as we were talking before we started, or maybe right before we started, but it's almost gone.
I thought you were going to do a shot of Fireball today.
I did that at noon. I'm recording a little later than usual. I did that at noon today. I did that.
Yeah.
I texted you. I said I'm doing a shot of Fireball. Yeah, it was a day. It was a day yesterday at work. It was a day.
Wow. Well, I'm tired too, man. I mean, I had like 2 stack sales yesterday, and I'm getting too old for this shit. Let me tell you. There was a point yesterday. Okay, you know how I am. I have cards everywhere, and you can't tell it by looking at the screen, but I am literally surrounded by boxes of cards, 5,000 counts, 3,200s, all over the place. And I have this bad habit. I have plenty of football cards for a football card sale, right? But I have to keep looking for more. And I'm digging under this table back behind me. I find a 5,000 count box that's pretty much full of cards that I dug out at the card shop for stack sales that I completely kind of forgot about.
How much? How much for the whole box?
Send me an offer. I mean, I started looking through it too, and I'm like, wow, I didn't go through this before because there's a lot of good stuff in there. And I'm like I almost wanted to cry. I'm like, I have too many cards. I don't know what to do. Help me.
I feel like for some of our listeners, like for our watchers and listeners, and for me, like that sounds like heaven. Like you just let some of us go, just walk in there and just dig through whatever's in there. It's almost like being at Doc's at the card shop.
I know. I feel like I need to do that. I'm gonna have to start taking appointments and having people come in. Okay, you get $50. You can take as many cards as you want in the next 15 minutes. And
sign me up. I'm there. Sign me up.
Speaking of listeners, real quick, I got a text from a listener. Feel like a global alert is required if the podcast isn't going to be posted until Wednesday. And I'm like, wait a minute, the podcast always posts on Monday. He's an audio listener. And apparently it usually comes out on Tuesday or whatever. And I realized what he was meaning. I said, well, maybe you should watch the YouTube video. That shit's out at Monday, 7 a.m. I mean, get on it. So to Brent, we apologize. You had to wait an extra day. But
well,
come on.
I was
thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Actually, on my little things to do today, I actually was going to apologize to the audio listeners because it's usually out Tuesday morning and I didn't get it out until Wednesday afternoon. I edited the podcast. I had it all ready to go. I got to work and I remembered I completely forgot to upload the podcast to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Then when I got home, I forgot again. And then the next day I got to work and it was, that one's all on me because I'm the person that has to do all that work. So of course it's on me. But yeah, so I do apologize to our audio listeners. I made them wait a little too long last week.
Mailman Matt is not.
Mailman Matt left us. He jumped off the ship a long time ago. Never ever say that we wouldn't take $50,000 from Whatnot. That's all I know.
I can imagine your reaction on Tuesday when you realized that you forgot again. I can just imagine your reaction in your head, like when you're thinking yourself.
But the problem was, then I upload our Wednesday show on Wednesday. So Tuesday afternoon when I went home, I was working on editing the video and getting that all ready to go for Wednesday morning. And that's what made me completely forget about it when I went home. It's just, I have way too much to do. This is part of the overwhelmed part of this. I have a real job trying to sell everything I have because I buy way more than I sell, which is not a good thing. And
that's not how you do it. That's
with the 40, 50 hours a week I have to put in for creating content, I just don't have a lot of free time.
50 hours.
Somewhere around there. I don't punch in with a time card, guys. I do this for the love of the channel and the love of all our viewers, and this will always be my priority. Who cares about that job thing?
What about the love of Joe and EP as well? Don't you love us too?
That comes and goes. Yeah. Depends on my mood. Depends on the situation.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, yes. That's true. It's really that way for all of us. We love each other. We hate each other. That's just how it works.
Yep.
But we're always here for the viewers.
That's why it works.
Always here.
That's why it works.
Yeah, absolutely. We're real people. None of this is staged. We're not actors. We're not playing characters here.
Yeah, this is not a character.
Nope. No. We're just three stooges with not a character. Just what we are.
You meet us in our real card shop, we're doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing.
Wait, do you have an announcement about a card shop?
No, I don't. Okay. Not yet.
Off.
Yeah. We're going to hold off until that's done. Yeah. They're going to be talking about Cards HQ, and then we're going to come out with our announcement. People are going to be like, what?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, none of this is true, by the way, in case anybody's getting excited. Do you guys want to talk about cards or want to wrap it up here?
I would love to talk about cards.
I didn't know about Joe because, had a rough day.
It's a little rough over there.
I'm sundowning over here, boys. I don't know.
Kenny's not spinning,
If you need the knot off,
no, Kenny is not spinning. Pitt lost again.
Wow.
Yeah. Not good. No. They're going to get that number 1 draft pick, though. So that's awesome.
Are they?
I think that's how it works, right? Is that how college works too?
Let's hope, yeah. Yeah, Temple should have had a lot of those by now.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you guys saw this week, but there's a brand new product coming out called Topps Definitive that was released. Has a Shohei Ohtani and Babe Ruth dual autograph 1-of-1 card. There's a catch. There's actually 2 of them, 1 batting, 1 pitching. So there are 2 Shohei Ohtani Babe Ruth 1-of-1 dual autograph cards. Pretty cool thing. Huge hit for the product. It's a $2,000 a box product, which sold out very quickly. So clearly somebody wants those. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go out on a limb though and guess it's probably not the average collector. To back that up, I'm going to say that there was a Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Trout dual autograph patch card numbered to 5 out of that product that sold on eBay for $1,500, $500 less than the cost of the box. Now, you do get like multiple autographs and like 7 hits or something per box, but still, when you're pulling out a Griffey and Trout dual autograph patch, beautiful card, and it's only going for $1,500 out of a $2,000 box.
EP got a great deal on that card.
Yeah, we have a problem here.
Good job, EP, for waiting out that auction and paying for that.
What are we doing? Like, that's ridiculous. That's one of those products with like 1 pack, right? And
it might be one. I'm not sure how it's configured. I know you get multiple hits. It might be like kind of like a National Treasures thing where they're all in 1 pack. But
right. So I mean, like, I would consider that Trout. I would rather have the Trout and Griffey card myself, and I feel like that is for that to be worth less than an actual box of the cards. What are we doing? That is insane to me. That's a product. It's a product
at this point. Like, we need to move on from Panini. This is just ridiculous. Like, they just jack up the prices. What?
It's a Topps product. It's a
Topps product. I thought all the Topps products were going to be like $200 a box. That's what EP keeps telling me.
That's not but
what are we doing? EP Fanatics is starting to figure out. We can just charge whatever we want, and people will buy it.
Definitive is not a new product.
Been doing that for years.
Definitive is not a new product, but at least you can buy a $100 box of cards from Topps, where there's nothing in that price range and Panini. So get out of here with that.
But
here's the thing, though, Joe. It's not being made for a collector to buy a box of. It's being made for breakers. I mean,
that's what all the products are, though.
Yeah, it is. Like Fanatics. What is the one thing that they've done? Like, they've talked about all these different things. Like, they're going to do card shows. They're going to do this and that. They bought PWCC. The one thing they did get going right away was Fanatics Live, right? Why is that? Because you can sell a product and make money off the product. And then breakers will break that product that you make especially for them on your Fanatics Live. And then you're going to make money on the sales of that on the back end. So they're double dipping in the products they make, because they're going to keep making breaking products because they make more money on it than the ones that they're making for people like us to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Did they just turn this into a pyramid scheme? It's a little bit, right?
What they've turned it into is a casino. Like, this is the Fanatics casino. And I'm not even joking about that, because let's be real. DraftKings has a casino, right? FanDuel has a casino. Fanatics are getting into the sports betting side. You can't tell me they're not going to have like a casino app too, right? And they already have that. Like, I made the comment that these products are like brand new slot machines being put into the casino. That is literally all it is anymore. We've talked about it before, like 10xing the hobby. Not going to be the number of people collecting. There might be, 50% of the people left in the hobby, but they're going to bring the gamblers in. They want the gamblers because they can make way more money. Like the casino, you have to be a moron to go out of business running a casino. Little joke there. And,
got that one.
But like, seriously, the products they put out are all intended for the gambling. Like, this stuff is not going away. We're going to see more of it. It's probably going to be higher priced, and they're dangling the one really cool card. Okay, so out of all the money people are going to spend, you're going to have this one, technically one or two cards that, you're going to make any money on, that are going to be worth getting. Like, they're literally throwing you that 1 in a million chance, and you're just like the degenerate gambler, and people are like, I have to have that. I have to try to get that. I have to, and like, I would say it can only go on so long, but that's not true. Like gambling is the
on
one thing that has
time.
always been going on that will always go on. So yeah, Fanatics Casino is what I like to call it.
That's why I had not from the jump been drinking the Kool-Aid on Fanatics. Like, especially EP's been really bad with it recently. But Mike's sponsored by Fanatics, I believe, just straight up at this point. Now, yeah. Now he's jumping off the bandwagon. Come join me, Mike. Come join me over here on the good side.
I've trained you to do many things, and it's usually not a good idea.
We end up in a basement playing beer pong at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, with heavy metal screamo music playing.
Heavy metal, just like death metal music. But
anyway,
yeah, you're completely right. Like this, I suspect, is kind of like a National Treasures-esque product. Yes. So sure, I mean, it's not going to be everything that they do, but go back to episode 1. I did say they're trying to 10x the money for the stockholders. They're not trying to 10x the number of people. Like, it's just, and that's why when you go to card shows and you see the mass amounts of people, they're not spending the money that Michael Rubin would want them to spend. They're buying singles. They're going through dollar boxes. It's too expensive to do anything else, really. I mean, if you want to buy a box of cards, joking aside, I mean, Panini's a couple $100 for a very low end box of cards. The only thing I think at this point, it's like maybe Topps Flagship, maybe Topps Chrome is still reasonable. Hopefully,
Topps Archives. There's a bunch of them. But...
Yeah.
I'm going to push back a little bit on you, Joe. Like the bottom line is, Fanatics actually also has been promoting the hobby, and they've been pushing that too. And I feel like that is an important part. They are trying to bring more people in with Topps Big League and some other stuff. So I feel like they are. I think as much as they are also pushing the $2,000 cards, they're pushing that sort of stuff. And again, that stuff has been out there forever. What was that? The Upper Deck had the first one. What was Upper Deck's big, super expensive one that they had back in the day? Exquisite. Like, yeah. So from the jump, that's never been my kind of product. I've always been Topps Flagship, Donruss Flagship, Fleer Ultra. Like these, like the lower end products have always been what I've gravitated toward. So I feel like right now Panini has like one product, 2 products like that can do that. Where and even those are like double what it costs to get those products with Fanatics. So I feel, again, we have to figure out, see what happens when Fanatics has all the licenses, if they jack up their prices or if they keep them where they are. I'm waiting for that. But for now, I'm with Fanatics because of their reasonable pricing on their lower end products.
Are they bringing new people into the hobby though with that lower end stuff, or are they pacifying the people they have that buy that, and they're concentrating on bringing in the gamblers to buy the higher end product?
Hopefully both, but I mean, I could see the argument for both, but I mean they're going to make more money from the gamblers, so they're probably going to concentrate more on that.
It just seems like any new product announcement or anything is always built around like that 1 or 2 product hits that you can get out of it. Like, going back in the day, like it's not just about, oh, this has a really cool insert set in it, or, oh, this has a cool whatever. It's all about, oh, you could get this. Well, I'm not going to. Come on, let's be real. Even if I tried to get the Ohtani and Ruth card, I'm not going to be lucky enough to pull it. The odds are stacked against me. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to walk in to the casino and go right over to the $100 slot machine and put my money into it thinking that I'm going to win money, because you're going to lose a lot of money fast. And a lot of people are going to lose money always chasing after that golden carrot that's being dangled in front of them. And I mean,
that's everybody though.
It is. I mean, it is. That's society. Yeah. And like, I feel like, this isn't going away. It's obviously going to happen. It's probably going to grow bigger in the hobby here because people want to take that chance. I may not want to be one of those people, but it's going to happen. Like, in my opinion, makes no bearing on that whatsoever. So yeah, it's going to happen.
I feel like the important thing for us, for people like us, is what's our opportunity? Like, how can we get more cooler cards that we want to collect by taking advantage of this. Like if people are going to be chasing that sort of stuff, what can we do? As
well,
collectors.
Mike brought it up. I was going to say it as well. I mean, when you can get a product, what would be assumed a product hit, like a Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Trout dual auto card for $1,500. I'm not saying $1,500 is, chump change or anything.
Right.
But
comparatively,
when you're spending $2,000 for the box and you can get one of the best cards in it for less than the box. That happened with Bowman U. I sent you guys out Bowman U Inception, was it? There was like a 1-pack product as well. Mm-hmm. And I want to say like a Bryce Young auto, like the boxes of Bowman U were what, $500, and like the Bryce Young auto went for like $200 or something ridiculous. And it's like, well, that should be, especially since he's not signing with Panini, that should be one of the more highly coveted, more highly priced cards out there. No, not even close. So that happens a lot. That happens a lot more than you would suspect. Mm-hmm. You watch a lot of breaks of Flawless or National Treasures, you will see that. Getting back to the original, the card itself, it's a damn cool card. The Ohtani and Babe Ruth. I do want to say people complaining so much about Babe Ruth being in a Boston Red Sox uniform on Twitter, but that's where he pitched. That's where
he never pitched. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you kind of, if you're going to do that cool, dual superpower that they both had, I mean, you have to use the Boston Red Sox, but people did not like that at all. Cracked me up.
But we said Twitter. Oh, Twitter.
Yeah.
Social media in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
X. Well, if you want, you can buy a Babe Ruth card and a Baltimore Orioles uniform. Everybody would be up for that, cool. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you hear about the CP?
Yeah, like $5, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah. Oh wait, no, my little notebook here says differently. There is a 1914 Baltimore News Babe Ruth rookie card. It's not a rookie card, right, EP?
Yeah, it is.
Tell these people it's not a rookie. How's it a rookie card? It's a minor league card.
But this is newspaper. This is
you work for a newspaper, so now the rules all change.
No. The Topps changed the game before Topps started releasing stuff regularly. There's a lot. It's a wild. This is from 1914. This is the wild west, man. This is there's crazy stuff. This is considered a rookie card.
Beckett doesn't say it's a rookie card, is not a rookie card.
I don't think they even listed 1914 cards in Beckett back in the day, did they?
Oh, Beckett was out long before that.
I think Beckett came out in 1912. So yeah.
Exactly.
The crazy thing
to point out that this isn't a rookie card.
I'm pretty sure it's a rookie card, but
a minor league card.
But I mean, it's
not even a Bowman first.
The earliest.
You have to get his card out of this year. Bowman first.
I want a Babe Ruth rated rookie is what I want.
Well, let me finish here.
Okay.
It is an SGC3 and Robert Edwards Auctions. Anybody ever think of the football player when we bring up that place?
I never will.
I don't think it's the same guy, but apparently only 10 of these are believed to exist, and they're gonna start the bidding at $2.5 million. EP, maybe a little more than Drew Jones' money there, and they expect it may sell for $10 million.
Wow. I saw in the Sports Collector Digest story, they said that there's some people that think it could challenge the record $12.5 million that the Mickey Mantle went for. It's insane. I think this is another example of where yes, the ultra modern, ultra high end stuff market is crashing or whatever, but when you have something that is this collectible and this special, the people with the money who are never affected by the actual market, they're going to come out and they're going to buy something like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy.
Right.
It's cool to see.
I have no other chance to get this, right?
Yes.
That's why I think it will challenge the mantle, because again, once this is sold, it's probably going to someone's vault to never be seen again. And you only have that one shot of getting it. It's not another one will come up, I'll put it on my watch list. It's gone. Once it's paid for, once it's bought, it's gone.
I think the last
people will push if they really, really want it.
Yeah, I think the last time this one sold, I saw it was 2012, 2013, something like that. And so for $200,000 or $400,000, and there's one graded higher, one graded a 4 that's graded higher that I don't think has ever really come out on auction or whatever. Like this, I might be misremembering a little bit there, but like it's crazy to think that card can go from like a $400,000 card now to a $10 million card possibly. It's cool. As somebody who's just a fan of the hobby and these kinds of cards and seeing these things pop up. Truthfully, I never even knew about this card. I'm sure I'd heard it, but I'd never seen a photo of it. And they have like red versions and blue versions of it, and this is one of the red ones. Like it's really cool to see something from that long ago, more than 100 years ago, like 110 years ago, to show up like this and be graded and be sold. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's a really cool
another
thing.
SGC graded card, by the way.
Another
I
SGC.
make that point, and it's probably going to be in the top 3 all time in sales, right? Like even if it doesn't beat the mantle, it's going to be one of the top 3 cards. I mean, SGC and vintage, man, just go hand in hand, and it looks great. It looks great in the slab.
I have an idea though. Why don't we buy it and then we'll crack it and send it to PSA and then we'll resell it? We'll probably get like 3 times as much for it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just rolling in money, baby.
Money. Like
honestly, the way PSA grades might come back at 10. To be fair,
yeah, absolutely.
Bump it
I think
up
it
to
has
a 10.
Chance. We'll just get some of the Kurt's card care stuff and we'll clean it up a little bit. And that puppy.
We'll call up our boy Evan Mathis, right?
Yeah, of course.
Our boy Evan Mathis. We'll have him
shave a little off the side.
Just a little
You'll
trim
never
trim.
know.
If somebody buys that and cracks it, they are a moron. They should not ever be able to buy another card as long as they live. They should take their license away. No more cards for you.
I'm willing to bet that anybody with that kind of money isn't really caring if it's PSA or SGC.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a really cool thing though. Like, we are inundated in a hobby that has like all kinds of ridiculously expensive new stuff. There are only 10 of these. They never come up for sale. It's over 100 years old. Like, it's true rarity. And this is the difference between true rarity and manufactured rarity. Like, true rarity is always going to be more valuable than manufactured rarity, in my opinion. And like, just a cool thing. Like, if you like cards, there's no way you can't like this story because it's just really cool. And we'll have to make sure we watch the auction and let everybody know what it does sell for, what we end up paying for it before we send it to PSA.
Hopefully we get a deal.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, they say that card could be worth $10 million. Another card that may be worth $10 million is the LeBron James and Bronny James 1-of-1 dual auto superfractor that apparently we talked about Fanatics dropping one really impressive card into a product. They're doing it again with the 23-24 Bowman Chrome U basketball. LeBron, he's on and autographing cards again. How about that? Apparently, the rumors were true that he wasn't with Upper Deck, since he wasn't listed in the exclusive athletes they had. Pretty much anybody with a brain kind of figured he was gone. And where was he going to go? Panini? Come on, really? Leaf? No. So I don't know. Leaf would have been fantastic. Yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming that Fanatics probably has them signed up to an exclusive deal, although there's been nothing said about it. Nobody really knows for sure. So that's all just a guess. But hey, well, how are we feeling about the LeBron James, Bronny James 1-of-1 dual auto superfractor?
First off, are we sure it's a 1-of-1 since it is a superfractor?
I was gonna say that too.
Could be.
Positive.
Yeah, could be.
There might be 3 of them out there. There might be 3.
We're not 3 of them out there.
Up to 3.
I don't think he signed an exclusive, by the way.
Okay.
Fanatics
like a one-time
shot. That would have been like Hulk.
They haven't announced anything though. Yeah. Like, they haven't for any of the guys. I don't even know if they've ever officially said it about Wembanyama, have they?
Oh.
That's possible they haven't.
The quarterbacks this year in the NFL, like, I haven't seen anything.
That's a huge deal. Like, the NFL quarterbacks, whatever. Wembanyama, he's a new player. Like, getting LeBron James from Upper Deck, that, like I said, Hulk Hogan going to the WCW ticker tape parade kind of stuff, I would think. But
maybe they're trying to keep it on the down low because of the whole lawsuit thing.
Yeah, that's possible.
Maybe? I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, it's a really cool card. I mean, I'm not gonna open up any to try and get it, but
I mean, you're a big basketball card.
I'm massive. That's what I'm known for.
I thought you get a couple
behind me. Don't look behind me. These are all basketball cards up here.
If Kenny Pickett played basketball, you would have it.
Of course, I would. Absolutely. I would definitely. But I mean, it would be an awesome card to see. I'm sure that Ken Golden will take it to, where was he at? It's in New York City, Times Square, holding it up. It's the greatest card. It's generational card, whatever.
Most important card.
Most important card ever.
I'm not going to open up any of this product to get this card. Like if I open it up, I'll just be to open it, but it's not my jam. So I would love to own the card, of course, but I'd have to sell it. Like that's just where that kind of card is. I do appreciate LeBron for being one of the greatest players, but if I'm going to spend a lot of money, I'm going to get one of his rookie cards, like a low end rookie card, as opposed to that. I mean, that's just more important to me than this.
Yeah, because I mean, he's not even in an NBA uniform. This is the thing. Like, is
he's
LeBron
in his high school uniform?
Is LeBron? Yeah, because he didn't go to college. Yeah. So, is LeBron going to play long enough to get him in an NBA uniform? And we're still a couple years out from Fanatics taking over the NBA license. As far
I
as
think
we
so.
know. Will he stick around just long enough to be able? Yeah. I mean, what a shot in the arm though for basketball cards. If all of a sudden you can now get LeBron autos.
Well, you will anyway. You will anyway. In that, I mean, I don't know how Fanatics is going to do it, but I know Panini still makes retired players in their products all the time. So I don't know if I wouldn't be shocked to see like a whole like LeBron legacy something around there. Like did they do a captain's collection with Jeter, like a very cool set with all these old school looking Jeter cards that he autographed all of them. And there was a set, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something for LeBron anyway. And so people are still going to be collecting his cards in his Lakers or Cavs or whatever uniform. Heat. Did I miss anyone? Look at me. Look at me knowing basketball team.
Wow.
You impressed? Everyone out there impressed?
Very much so. Very much.
Really impressed. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since he's had autograph cards in NBA. He's still not in an NBA product.
Right.
But they lost the license in 2009, I think it was. So been a long time. Hopefully he holds out long enough that you'll be able to get them out of a pack because, my luck, I would definitely pull one. But one of the things, though, is like LeBron's autographs on older stuff are worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
How you feeling if you have a lot of money in LeBron autos now that LeBron's actually going to be signing cards again?
Well, this is only a 1-on-1. They're not going to overproduce his autos, right? That's not going to happen. No, I mean,
it's probably only the 1 or 2 or 3 in that.
Yeah. So I won't worry about that stuff. Yeah,
no,
it's fine.
I mean, again, I could make the Panini joke. I mean, damn Panini, they're going to oversaturate the market with his autos. Oh, wait, it's Fanatics. They're going to oversaturate the market with his autos. I don't know how much how much does he want to sign? Like, how much should they pay him? Like, I'd love to know what the exclusive deal was, how much he actually had to sign. Or maybe, wouldn't it be hilarious if he said, I'm only going to sign cards that have my son on them too? Or something like that. Like, are we going to see him by himself? Like, I don't know. Like, if they have the opportunity, though, to overprint stuff, I mean, it's a big chase.
You think?
It would be a big chase to have a LeBron card. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say they might have a few.
Interesting.
Just a few.
I hadn't thought of that they might actually do a bunch of them. I thought,
why
not collect? Because I've been collecting so many of the older autographs of him because I figured, he's still alive and still playing, but he'll never clearly sign another autograph card because why would he? Because I have these.
Your asset portfolio is full of LeBron James autographs?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I totally thought Upper Deck would continue to pay ridiculous money to an active player who can't sign NBA cards for them. Made total sense in my mind. So I invested everything I owned, took out a second and third mortgage, just bought LeBron auto here, LeBron auto there, just all over the place. That's actually what I have, like in all these boxes around me too. I have
just LeBron
cards.
Oh, we like the joke here. But, something that isn't a joke, because not even I could make this up. HGA was sold this week. Anybody?
Well, I didn't want to break the news to your boys, but I am now the new owner of HGA. So
wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Just send me all your cards. All
the new owners are Josh Smith and Trevor Jones.
Those sound like made up names.
Yes, they sound made up.
Josh and Trevor. Come on, nobody's named Josh and Trevor anymore,
Smith.
right?
Yeah, and Trevor Jones.
Trevor Jones.
Trevor Jones. These are very aggressively made up names.
Yeah, I tried, but that's all I could come up with.
Do you think Tyler Hitt created these two personas and then bought the company?
Maybe. Maybe he bought it back with the money he made from raffling off his Charger. Who knows? All joking aside, I mean, we can wax poetic a little bit about HGA. We've talked about them before. We did enjoy the lottery. It had the period in time. Too bad they were a complete and utter joke and sham. Like they weren't doing what they said they were doing. But is there any chance that new owners might actually be able to do something with that company? Or are we just like trying to get our buckets and like throw out the water that's coming onto our ship before we go down?
That one.
Poor HGA.
I like to think that new ownership means that there's an opportunity for that to happen. I mean, obviously that's the only time it's going to happen. I wonder if maybe they need to partner up with another grading company or something in order for them to be anything. Like that would be kind of be the only thing. But like, man, we've said multiple times, competition in this hobby is so important. Competition between card companies to, as far as pricing and as far as creativity, and competition and grading is also, in my opinion, would also lead to better prices and better customer service. But all these things, like any time you have competition, it's a huge thing. So I hope HGA, I hope this is good news for HGA. I hope it turns them around, and they obviously aren't going to be able to compete right now with PSA or with SGC or with Beckett probably, or some of the other ones. But like, I would like to see them turn around and be in the conversation again as, a legitimate company. And hopefully this is the kind of thing that does that for them.
Wait, are you Josh Smith?
No, he's Trevor Jones.
I'm Trevor Jones. You're Josh Smith. I put the Drew Jones money in, and we went together.
Yeah. Probably all it would have taken.
Trevor.
I'm guessing it's all it would take is that Drew Jones money. Yeah, I'm with EP. I don't plan on sending any cards to HGA. It sounds like EP might send a few, but it'll be interesting. They have a niche. Like that's the thing we always talk about with like BGS, like Beckett. They have a niche. I know some of our viewers hate Beckett, but like SGC, they have a niche. They have the vintage thing. Beckett has the subgrade thing. PSA has the terrible grading thing. I mean, every company has their niche. So if HGA could just really I think they were getting better at that too, and like promoting like the labels, like some of the different cool things that they were doing with the labels. The different cases. I know, Mike, you weren't a fan of the horizontal slabs. I know a lot of folks, when we were talking about the horizontal slabs before, some folks in the comments were interested in them. I thought they were pretty cool looking too. So like they just need to embrace that. The problem is though, everyone sends so much stuff to PSA. Everyone sends so much stuff to the other grading companies. There's no way to like Tag. Remember when Tag was a thing? I haven't heard anyone talk about Tag in months.
Yeah, they're still out there.
I don't see many many openings or unboxings of Tag stuff. I mean, I might just be missing them, but they're not making a dent enough to be in that gem rate. Tweets every
quite month. A mountain to climb for any of those other grading companies to get anywhere near even Beckett or anything. So, honestly, it's really kind of crazy HGA is still around.
Yeah.
Considering, no offense to Tyler Hitt, but he was a disaster when he was running that.
No offense.
Yeah.
I
mean, he was.
He had a bad stretch. He had a bad stretch there for sure.
things didn't go well there. You know, they had the whole AI reveal that like made us realize they were just taking a scan of the card and looking at the card on a scan. Like,
yeah.
So, you know, the fact that they're still around and they must be grading enough cards every month to be able to pay bills and have somebody go, you know what, I'm willing to take a chance on that is really kind of crazy. And kind of, I guess is just what our hobby is. Like our addiction to grading, there's still enough people out there willing to send cards HGA. So if the new owners have a plan and can get their shit together, you know, there probably is an opportunity. They're never going to compete with Beckett or SGC or any of those, but clearly you can operate a business successfully enough to stay open and make a little bit of money, even grading a couple thousand cards a week, but or a month probably in their case. But like, what do they charge? Like $25 or so. So if you're doing 3,000 a month, you're still bringing in like 75 grand in revenue a month. Like for a little business that doesn't have many employees, they could probably do something with it. I don't know. They're not paying me to do it, so I wouldn't tell them even if I did know. I do know what I do, but I'm not going to let them know. But I mean, they do have the custom label thing. And, you know, whether they become just a vanity slab without the grading, I don't know.
Probably and I never thought their grading was bad. We've talked about this before. Like,
yeah, it was never
grades.
bad.
I didn't look at their grades and go, oh, they're wildly off on this one. Like, they all seemed like legitimate. You know what company would be awesome if they bought them? It would actually be pretty awesome. They're not going to buy HGA. Like, they're too small potatoes for them. But could you imagine if Fanatics and HGA partnered up and Fanatics, HGA could use like actual licensed stuff on those
like
labels.
Tops, right?
Like, you know, Tops logos, all the team logos would be available once Fanatics would get the licenses, things like that. I think that would be a really, really cool, again, getting that niche. Obviously, when you have Fanatics money behind you, you're going to be a little bit more than a niche company. But I think like something like that would have been cool for them because their labels are cool, but they're always just a little off. You know, like they're just, you can tell they don't have licenses to do a lot of the stuff that they do. And probably get a lot of pushback legally about some of the stuff they really, really get close to that line on. But if they had the ability to do licensed stuff, that would be awesome. I think that those slabs, again, the slabs are crystal clear. They look beautiful.
It would cost way too much money though for them to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
I do love that idea though, because you could do like you could have the Topps Chrome label put on your Topps Chrome cards and the refractor label put on your refractor cards, that sort of stuff. That's a really, really fun idea. Like I do like that.
Yeah, they would only be able to do it if they were bought by some. Like they could. They couldn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fanatics will totally steal that idea from us whenever they do buy a grading company.
Yes,
whenever that
mark this down in this comment.
You heard it here first. Oh, so moving on a little bit, we all sell on eBay. We buy on eBay. Did you see eBay is finally rolling out automatic payments on auctions now? You know, as with everything eBay, when they roll it out, it's going to take a while before everybody has to do it and everybody sees it on their end. But a lot of debate going around the hobby about whether it's good or bad. I know, you know, as a seller, I clearly don't mind, but, you know, I don't do a lot with auctions anyway, so it's really not a big deal for me. But let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons. What do you guys think about it?
I think it's great. I mean, anything to keep people from being deadbeats. I don't do auctions either, Mike. You and I don't think EP, you don't do any auctions either, do you? Are you primarily by now, except for Drew Jones?
Drew Jones, like there are some that I've done, and I've actually some of the cards that I have from like my Top Series 1, like I should put some of those up as auctions.
Yeah.
At like for $1, with shipping or whatever, and just try to get rid of those. Like those, I should do that with some of the stuff, but I haven't.
And the Drew Jones thing is actually a really good example because we were all nervous for you because the guy didn't pay right away. Like he had good feedback and everything, but like it wasn't like 3 days. Like he put it to the limit on when.
I don't know if it was 3 days, but it felt like a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So like stuff like that, people are going to be, there's just so many deadbeats out there. People are going to do it. And eBay seemingly doesn't want to do anything on the back end of it. Like if they don't pay, you can't leave them negative feedback.
I know.
So it's like,
so weird.
Which is so weird. So it's like, at least they're doing this. So maybe it'll help on the front end. But again, why you're letting people get away with not paying and then not giving them negative feedback, I've never been able to wrap my mind around that one.
So I haven't looked 100% into this, but at first blush, I am all pros, no cons in this. I don't bid on auctions that I don't expect that I don't expect to pay for. Like I'm not bidding. I'm not bidding wildly and then not paying on all these auctions. Like when I bid, I actually want the card. I'm going to pay whatever I bid. I'm not going to put in a bid that I'm not going to pay. And I expect and hope that my customers do the same on my store and my auctions. So why? Like I don't understand why this actually. I mean, if this was if the technology was available, why hasn't this been implemented earlier than this? Like I don't see any downsides in any way whatsoever in this.
And no downsides for eBay too, because if someone doesn't pay, they don't get the fee. Like why wouldn't they like make this an automatic thing? Are they afraid that they were going to lose people? Like people are going to say, "Oh, man, I have to put my information in up front and actually pay for an auction that I won." Well, that's some bullshit. I'm not going to do that. Like. And just leave eBay completely. Like
it should help with shill bidding too, because
oh yeah,
if you have to like make an automatic payment on something, not quite as easy for people to shill as
maybe that's why they didn't do it at first. Maybe that's why they didn't do it at first, because if you shill bid someone and someone ends up holding the bag and pays for it because they've been shill bid up. Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but
I was gonna say, dude,
those fees.
Yeah, get some tinfoil under that hat.
Have you met people? People
I have
terrible.
Actually. You're right. I take it back.
Like, yeah, like and corporations love money, right? I don't know if you seem to forget that sometimes when you talk about Fanatics as this awesome human, but like people, I would not be shocked if eBay was like, oh yeah, we'll just let them show bid people because we get the fees. You know, we get those cheddar cheese, you know?
Yeah, but then if it's shill bid, how many of those don't end up being paid for because they're shill bid? So probably doesn't work out in their favor at the end of the day. I think as a seller, I would like to see them have a little better system in place to be able to give combined shipping for stuff, because I know that is one of the things. Oh, what if I'm watching like a bunch of different auctions? I'm going to have to pay for my shipping on each card from that seller, and that's true. So like I feel like eBay's system right now is really not good to begin with being able to set up like combined shipping rates and stuff like that. You can do it, but it doesn't always fit the way you need it to do it, if that makes any sense. But like, just make it a little easier for me to be able to go in and adjust the shipping rate. Like, you know, maybe hold the money for a period of time and let you just adjust it, that you don't have to do like an actual refund. I don't know. I'm not being paid to figure it out for them. But what I'm saying is, as somebody who's used the system for well over 25 years now, it would be better to give a little better options. I often find myself like having to, like, a lot of people don't do this, but I'll send a seller, like a buyer, like a refund for the shipping because
I
they paid for something. And it's like, not everybody does that. And like, you pay all this shipping on something and I'm shipping it for half that price. I don't feel right keeping all that. So it would just be nice to have a little better way to have that all set up and taken care of, in my opinion.
It's funny, we talk about, I'm sorry, EP, we talk about ComC all the time about how old and antiquated their website is. I mean, eBay's looks nicer, but there are a lot of things on eBay it's like, is this still a thing? Or why haven't they adjusted this yet? Why haven't they figured this out yet? Because these aren't like things, these aren't controversial things. These are things like 90% of the people would agree on. And it's like, what's the benefit to them? You know, my conspiracy joke aside, I mean, what's the benefit to them of not doing some of these things? Because it can't be that much on their side to do it. It's just an
And
adjustment.
they have a lot of error. Like I've had a number of times where somebody has bought multiple items from me and then I can't combine them all in an invoice. Like there was literally
I've had that
way
happen to me
for
too.
me
Yeah.
to combine. Like why? They haven't paid for these things yet. The
And
send
if you
invoice
package
is
them
there.
together,
Yeah.
you get screwed with potentially with the insurance, like because you're technically not allowed to ship multiple things unless they're like I was told by someone on from Twitter through eBay, they were like, oh, you can only ship what is in that invoice. So if you have someone who buys like 3 or 4 things and you can't invoice them together, you technically can't, like the insurance won't cover everything that you send.
Interesting.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, yeah, eBay really could be modernized too, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess they probably won't be anytime soon. But what is being modernized is the card holder. How about that transition right there?
Beautiful.
Did you guys see the new Ultra Pro card preserver? They're called.
I need to pull it up. You sent us a text, Michael.
Yeah,
pull it up.
I saw it.
It is what they're claiming. It's kind of a combination between a soft sleeve and top loader all in one. And it is made of polypropylene instead of PVC. It's supposed to be safer for long-term storage. But yeah, it's kind of the durability of a top loader, but it's softer on the inside and has a resealable flap on it that you can tighten up on it and close that up so the card doesn't fall out. They're claiming it'll be great for grading submissions, which is kind of true. You won't have to use soft sleeves with like a card saver or a top loader. The point of this is you can just take the card, put it right in this holder. It'll be safe, and they're only supposed to be $4.99 for a pack of 25. Ultra Pro revolutionizing the card storage world, or this is going to be like a thing that people are going to look at and go, what?
People are looking at it and go, this is amazing. I'm buying all of them. Like, people love supplies so much. So I'm looking at them and I'm going, damn it. I just bought top loaders for some PC stuff. Had I just waited a little bit longer, I could have gotten these badass things. So yeah, people are going to love them. We've talked about this how many times. Where was all this stuff when we were really collecting back in the 90s?
Yeah,
like
really.
How many of these different cool cases and things like that would we have just absolutely, fallen over ourselves to buy? It's definitely come a long way.
I disagree. I don't think collectors are going to be all in on this. How long has the soft sleeve and top loader combination been a thing?
Long time.
And how much do we like change when it comes to stuff like that?
I don't know. I don't.
It's not change though. It's a progression.
I have concerns that when I put a card in a soft sleeve, I know the soft sleeve is soft and it's not going to scratch the card. This thing that says it has one side is the top loader type of product and one side is the soft sleeve, right? So my concern, I have initial concerns that it's not going to be as safe for my cards. Like I'm still I feel like I still want to put a card in a soft sleeve before I put it in this thing. So I'm concerned about putting in this one thing allegedly that is going to be able to keep it safe. Allegedly, because we put it in a soft sleeve to put it in a top loader and a soft sleeve to put it in one of the card savers. I'm concerned about actually keeping the card safe. That's where I'm at. So I don't know I didn't figure out the price, $5 for 25 of them, what the price is going to be, how much more expensive it's going to be compared to like how much are we paying for the convenience of not using the top loader and soft sleeve.
So how much do you pay for a pack of top loaders? Like $3?
I'm not sure.
$3-4, and what, $1 for the penny sleeves. So like you get more of those, obviously. So it's probably not going to be a whole lot more. And they're supposed to be easier to put in. They're flexible, so you can get them in there. I don't know. I think they look pretty cool. I'm definitely going to try them out and see what I think about them in person. Right. There used to be a day when we put everything in a 4-screw screw down with no recess in it.
Yep.
And PSA to this day is hammering us for doing that. So I think we do progress at times. Do I see it replacing that? Probably not. And especially if they have some kind of like patent on it that they're the only company that can do it, like that would automatically eliminate like people like us, EP, that sell stuff on eBay that need our supplies for cheap. Like, yeah, I'm not sending them in that. I'm still gonna buy my 8-cent top loaders and my soft sleeves for that.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to just think what the usage case is for me for these. Like, and like there's that flap that goes on the back or whatever. Like how much does that obscure? Like how much is that going to bug me when I'm trying to look at the actual card? Like, is that something that's like,
and how many times can you rip it open and put it back on before it doesn't close anymore?
Like team bags are resealable, but I mean, are they really? Like, they're resealable like maybe one time, but not even really that. You know what I mean? So like that's my concern. I have a lot of concerns about it, but like you, Mike, I am going to try it out. I'm going to. Just got super dark here, but anyhow, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I just,
for the audio listeners, it didn't really get that dark. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's like having a stroke
in this room. It got darker in this room quite a bit. So yeah, but yeah, no. So I'm as much as I have very many concerns. I'm gonna get a pack and try them. Like Joe said, like it's, we love cool card supplies.
Yeah,
we do.
Card supplies are awesome.
It is really cool though. Like when you have like a supply of everything you want. So if you're picking up something, you're like, oh, you have this thick card. You're like, oh, just reach here and get my soft sleeve. Yeah. Like, it is really cool to be able to have that satisfaction of knowing you're ready, regardless of what you get.
If you had a thick card back in the day, you needed one of those snap cases. Remember those little like 30 card snap cases? Like there was no sleeve, there was no top loader, there was no mag, there was nothing. Yeah.
They were really tough. I found cards in my like leftover shop inventory that I had in all different kinds of things.
I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, they're kind of crazy. But yeah, new supply out there. Let us know what you think. Are you gonna try them? Well, maybe not. I don't know. But I don't have anything else to talk about this week. So that was a pretty good chat, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.
See ya, boys.
Adios.
I made it.